The forgotten melody. James had spent 40 years of his life inside a quiet clock repair shop in Boston. His tiny workshop was filled with the constant, rhythmic ticking of hundreds of clocks. To the world, James was a master craftsman who could fix any broken watch. But while he was an expert at fixing time, his own life felt frozen. In his youth, James was an incredibly talented pianist. His greatest dream was to perform in the grand concert halls of Europe. However, at age 24, a terrible accident crushed his left hand. Although he survived, his fingers permanently lost their flexibility. Unable to play the beautiful melodies of classical music, James was heartbroken. He locked his piano away in a dusty basement, took over his father's clock shop, and decided to live a quiet life, letting the ticking of the clocks drown out the music in his heart. One rainy Saturday afternoon, a 10-year-old girl named Lily walked into the shop. She was holding a wet cardboard box. "Excuse me, sir," Lily said softly. "I found this in the trash. Can you fix it?" James opened the box and found an old, heavily scratched wooden music box. The internal mechanism was completely frozen and ruined by rust. James sighed and said, "Little girl, this is completely ruined. It is better to just throw it away." Lily's eyes filled with tears. She pulled out a few coins from her pocket. "My grandfather had a music box just like this before he passed away," she whispered. "Whenever I feel lonely in this big city, I remember his song. I saved my lunch money for 2 weeks. Please, sir, can you try?" Looking at Lily's hopeful eyes, James saw his younger self begging doctors to save his hand. The frozen walls around his heart suddenly cracked. He pushed the coins back to Lily and said, "Keep your money, kid. Come back next Saturday." For the next week, James worked late into the night. He carefully removed the rust, straightened the internal gears, and polished the old wood. On Friday night, the work was finally finished. James turned the silver key and opened the lid. A crystal clear, beautiful melody filled the quiet workshop. James froze. It was a famous piece by Beethoven, the exact song he used to play when he was a boy. As the sweet notes echoed, 40 years of hidden sorrow washed over him, and tears streamed down his face. He realized the music inside him had never truly died. The next morning, Lily rushed into the shop. James placed the restored music box in front of her. Lily gasped with pure joy as the beautiful melody began to play. "Thank you, Mr. James." She shouted happily, "You are a magician." James smiled warmly. "No, Lily. You are the magician. You brought the music back." That evening, James walked down into his dark basement. He walked over to the far corner and pulled off the heavy, dusty cloth covering his old piano. With a trembling right hand and a stiff, scarred left hand, James took a deep breath and pressed the first note. He knew he could never play perfectly again, but he didn't care. He began to play his forgotten melody, realizing that life doesn't stop when our dreams break. It simply waits for us to find a new way to sing.